Hey guys, Vlog here and welcome to another FIFA 21 player review, and today guys we're going to be reviewing the 83 rated in-form Ndombele from Spurs, who scored the absolutely amazing goal against Sheffield United on the weekend. Whether he meant it, I'm not too sure, but it certainly helped Spurs to another pretty impressive win. And of course, it's in form for the goal that he scored and the fact that Spurs were able to go on and win the game. It's probably deserved this inform card for him. But yeah, I did buy him for 95,000 coins. There aren't many of him on the market at all at the moment. He isn't extinct, but it wouldn't surprise me if he maybe does go extinct. And EA would have to update the price ranges because on Xbox and PlayStation, and probably even PC as well, the maximum that you can list them for is 100,000 coins. So thankfully I was able to get him for 95,000. 3 games played with him, 2 goals scored and 2 assists. Has some amazing in-game stats, for example, his 91 dribbling, his 90 composure, his 87 short passing, his 89 vision. I did also have the engine chems that applies to him. He does have quite a few player traits as well. The AI trait, a technical dribbler, and then also the flair and outside foot shot trait as well. And this card was good in game. I mean, he got me 4 goal contributions in the 3 games. That's a good return there. You certainly can't fault that too much. It is a lot, obviously, for an 83 rated card. You know, he reminds me a little bit of like Saint Maximin in that there's just so much hype around this card. Not as much as a Saint Maximin in form, but the fact that, you know, it's not often that an 83 rated in form goes for as much as what he goes for. But he does have a lot of, you know, good links. The fact that he's French Premier League, that definitely adds a lot more value. If he was playing in any other league, like the Serie A, La Liga, or anything like that, I would be saying he wouldn't be selling for any more than like 60,000 coins or something like that. But no, he played very well in game. I thought his passing was absolutely superb. That has to go down as a big pro to him. Of course, having the engine chemist that increases those passing stats. His vision goes up into the 90s, as does his short passing. His long passing as well goes from 84 up to 89. His curve goes from 77 to 87. His crossing goes into the 80s as well. His range of passing is very good, both long and short distance. His through balls are very good. Came in with the the 2 assists in the 3 games, which from a box-to-box midfielder, at least in my opinion, was a very, very good return. So passing wise, this guy's absolutely solid there all round. His dribbling as well, very, very good. Obviously, having the 4-star skill was fantastic, and you just look at his dribbling stats in game, they're absolutely superb. They're all in either the very high 80s or low 90s. I mean, he's got 91 in-game dribbling, 90 composure, and then the rest of his other stats are in the very, very high 80s. You could make a case to play him as a cam if you wanted to, although if you're going to play in there, you would probably need to focus on getting up some of his shooting stats. Although he scored 2 goals for me, you might, like, as a cam, you probably would want his positioning and finishing to be higher. It doesn't matter quite too much on a centre midfielder. I would argue that the box-to-box role is the best area to play him in, because he does have good attacking attributes in his passing, and some of his shooting stats are actually pretty good. But then also he's got actually respectable defensive stats as well. 77 stand tackles, 76 interceptions. I think you just get the best out of this card as a box-to-box midfielder, in my opinion. But you could make a case that with the right chem style, he might be able to work as a cam, or with even like a powerhouse. You could make a case to say they could maybe even work as a CDM, although I would personally argue that there are a lot of other better options in the Premier League, for a CDM available. I'd argue that, if you want a CDM from the Premier League, just go and buy Fabinho. There's no need to go and spend the extra coins in the Ndombele card. But, what I will also say from this card is, his finishing was very good. I mean, he got me 2 goals in the 3 games. Now, I know I just said that if you wanted to play him as a cam, you would need to increase his finishing stats, but it doesn't matter too much for a centre midfielder. You don't need to have a cam stat to focus on those stats too much. But to be fair, he actually got into some very, very good positions and scored a couple very nice goals, and it was because of the fact of how good his shot power is. Yes, only 71 overall shooting. Yes, he's only got 63 finishing, but it doesn't matter too much that for a centre midfielder, because he has the 86 shot power, so he can just rifle the ball past the goalkeeper. I've said it so many times on the channel this year. Shot power is extremely important, to the point where I would argue it's more important than finishing. Obviously, finishing's important, but I would honestly argue shot power is just as important. And I know for a fact that if he didn't have the shot power of 86, those goals that he scores, I don't know if they're going into the back of the net. I think like shot power just makes the higher the shot power, it's just a nightmare for the opposition keeper to be able to keep out, some of like insane shot power in terms of their stats. But I will have to the fact that he scored me 2 goals in the 3 games is a great return from a centre midfielder. I will have to put down his finishing as a pro to him. It was really, really good. What I would say is that yes, this is a very good card. He's very expensive for just an 83 rated inform. Who knows? He might even go extinct, and EA might have to update his price potentially as well. But what I would say is, as good as this card is, for example, a Paul Pogba 86 rated gold card, which of course doesn't have as quite a nice design. Obviously, the Ndombele inform has a nicer card design than 86 Paul Pogba, but I've used Paul Pogba a lot over the previous few weeks and months, and I would argue it is just as good box-to-box midfield as what Ndombele is. So certainly if you've got like a lot more disposable coins lying around, then by all means you can go and get yourself an Ndombele. But if you're sitting there doing having lots of coins, you're going to ask me the question, who's better, an 83 Ndombele and an 86 Paul Pogba? Both of them are very, very good cards, but probably Pogba is just better value for money than Ndombele. I'm not saying this Ndombele card is bad. What I'm saying is I just don't think his value is too great. The reason why his value is so much is because of the fact that he's Premier League and French. It's just like, you know, massively inflated his price, but on the whole, good card to use. Not quite the best value for money though, is what I would say, especially with Team of the Year coming up, but on the whole, he was a fun card to be able to use in game. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later.